Welcome back to The Real Rome, where today we will be talking about the uprising sensation Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar is a friend, a husband, and a father. He is a man of the people, for the people. We cut to Willa with Julius Caesar's fascinating past. Willa?
Yo! The scene at Julius Caesar's childhood house. Since you lived down the street, can you please tell me how Julius Caesar was when he was younger?
Yeah, of course. He was full of life and energy, and I would often see him running around with his friends. Sadly, when he was 16, his father died. After that, he started changing, since he'd become the head of the family. I didn't see him smiling much after that.
I see. How did you feel at the time he rose to power?
Well, I felt like it was a good thing to have a strong, capable leader come to power during the terror the dictator Sulla inflicted.
That was a tough time. Luckily, when I was young, it was the worst, so I don't remember that much.
During the time, Sulla killed many important aristocrats and senators and confiscated their property.
Wow, that's awful.
When he came of age, his uncle Marius and Sulla were fighting, but Marius was in control of the city. Caesar had married Cornelia and became high priest of Jupiter. After that, though, Sulla won his last battle and took away Caesar's priesthood. Him and his wife went into hiding. At that point, many people, including me, were very worried about him. His mom's family were supporters of Sulla and convinced him not to threaten Caesar anymore. In 59 BCE, he teamed up with Pompey and Crassus and was elected as consul. The year after, he became governor of Gaul, and after 8 years, he made it to Belgium, a part of the Roman Empire. Then he went to Britain and defeated Druids. He was ordered to return to Rome, but didn't, and went to Italy. There was a civil war, and Pompey, who was his rival then, fled to Egypt and was killed. Caesar also went to Egypt, and he and Queen Cleopatra fell in love.
Oh, how nice. How did he become dictator, though?
Well, when Caesar returned to Rome, the rest of the government made him dictator for life, since he'd gone through so much for the empire.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Back to Mary.
My life savings and my picture of my dead husband is gone. Why?
The creators of the apartment blocks now present the lock and key. This original product protects one from home invasion and keeps one's things safe. Made from bronze and only 500 arrows. Get one at your local store now.
I'll go rob a different house.
Now, recently our empire has been making several brave expansions into other countries to expand our empire. Some view this as a good thing, as we are expanding our territory and making the name of our empire widely known. However, others are aware of the problem at home that are being spawned from the constant warfare. The gap between the rich and the poor is becoming even larger, and slavery has reached an all-time high. The soldiers in the army are being paid with gold and land, which shifts their loyalties to whoever is paying them instead of the empire itself. I have my associate with me today to talk about the expansion of the Roman Empire and whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. Now we cut to Sarah with our current news. Sarah, it's nice to have you here.
Nice to be here, Mary. Thank you for having me.
Now, the empire is in a fiery debate that concerns the recent expansions. We have some saying it's a positive thing, but we also have many protests against it, mainly from the plebeians and slaves. Can we get your take on it?
Of course, this expansion is both positive and negative. The positive side is that the expansion of the empire comes with expanded opportunities. Romans can spread across the newly conquered territory and spread our culture. Also, conquered area can lead to new business opportunities, such as sharing with other cultures, new areas for farming, and new resources in territories farther from Rome. However, the focus on war and conquering has taken Roman attention away from our steady decline. Like you said earlier, the wealth gap between the plebeians and the patricians is becoming ever wider, and this could lead to big problems later on.
Nicely put. How do you think the handling of this situation could affect our empire's future?
Well, let's see. If this situation is handled correctly and in a short enough amount of time, many positive things could come out of it. If our new dictator, Julius Caesar, puts the newly conquered areas to good use, then we could solve a lot of our problems with relative ease.
Interesting. How so?
If we spread some of the poor out into the newly conquered territory, they can use the farmland in the new territory to make a living. This will make the gap between the rich and the poor smaller. However, if these new opportunities are used to make the lives of the rich better, this could send our empire into even more of a steep decline. The handling of the situation will determine everything from here. Caesar, our future depends on you.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mary.
That's all we have for tonight, folks. This is Mary and the Real Rome signing off for the night. Non solum ad partem ultra.